70 per channel, 70 milliamps. Whereas the 64 does not have a maximum per channel, it's just a unit maximum of 300. Now I think this is actually a design issue where people have complained in the past and said, hey, if I try and set up a route and it fires more than 2 switches, then the unit doesn't fire them because it's overloaded on at least one of the channels. So for the 7 series, by saying 70 milliamps and 300 maximum, you've got 20 amps there to run the unit's electronics, and then 70 per channel, so you cannot overload the unit. But if your switch needs 150 milliamps, then hey, there's not enough power in that channel to fire the switch. Now I have found someone who builds a booster, so it'll take the 70 milliamp signal and boost it to 150. But that's kind of pricey. If I was an electronics person, I could probably make my own, but I'm not. Too high up. How are we doing? 53% done. And I did see something came up on the sale just now. But I think, okay, so I think the plan today, we'll sell the silage bales because obviously they're ready to sell. And that'll make some nice income for the farm. Might even pay for the leasing of the harvester, which would be another good thing. And then maybe before or after that, we'll take a look at the other thing, contracts. See if we can find some contracts to do. Also, I think we have a mulcher, so I might be able to mulch this field, which will give us a little bit of a bonus. Hey, Patchwork! Good morning. Welcome to Saturday. How you doing? Farm is doing good. Obviously, it's early days yet. November 1 of the first year, but we do have a good selection. We've got a field just behind that hedgerow which didn't have a crop in it when we bought it. We have the field behind us had red beets in. Those are 2 quite big fields, I think about 6 hectares or something like that. This is a small field which actually had a crop, which is looking a little bit dire. And then I've got 3 grass fields and the sheep pasture in front of us, plus a farm there. So the farm is going okay for now. Since this is the only field we have to harvest this year, I have not gone in for buying a harvester yet. Got a lot of tractors. We've got the Fendt Xylon over there, which is kitted out as a sprayer. And we've got a bunch of tractors hidden in the sheds. We seem to be doing green tractor farm this year. I've got the Fendt, a couple of Deutzes, and a a thing, a class, but they're all less than 180 horsepower, or that sort of region. Yeah, I've... is it this week? I had an injection in my back this week, which did deaden the pain, so I called those results in, and basically insurance company says, oh, you've got to have what is it, the stuff that stops pain. Excuse me, let me check on that. Okay, that's weird. Oh, that's still connecting to chat. Okay. There's a couple of bits of something there. Yeah, I was thinking of the generic painkiller thing. But yes, they injected a couple of shots of painkiller into my back. And then I have to go back in about 2 weeks and get it done again, except they didn't give me an appointment for that. Then once we've done that, if it all seems to be working, they will kill off the nerve endings so that it eliminates the pain. And apparently that only works for about 6 months, but that'll be 6 months of me being able to sleep fairly well at night. So that's all stuff to look forward to, I guess. Mrs. Osa's doing fine. Sister Osa, who lives in England, she's just been diagnosed, her cancer's relapsed, so she had a ton of fluid on the lungs this last couple of weeks, so she's been in hospital having that drained, and eventually that will they'll get round to treating her for the cancer, but they're not worried. They caught it early. It's just a case of, oh, while we were draining your lungs, yeah, we found some evidence of cancer, so we're going to have to do that, but go home and get better, and then we'll deal with that later type of thing. But that's what happens when you get old. So old people have oldness. Oh, that's the wrong row, but okay. Oh no, that's not even a row, that's a headland. That's a row. That's not a knife, this is a knife. Speaking of which, I think one of the streaming services has just put up the Crocodile Dundee movies this month. I suppose what I could... So one of the things I've noticed, if you set up course, GPS course on 25, when you're free driving around the field, any row that you haven't done will be highlighted in white and all of the other rows will be grey. So we'll demonstrate that in a minute. I don't know why the headlands don't, but the headlands don't seem to play that game. Yeah, I know how that goes. There are days I know I should eat something, but I'm really not feeling it. Oh, I missed a bit. Okay, so now that I'm free roaming, you'll see that all of the rows are grey up here. Headlands are white, like I said, for some unaccountable reason. But as I get down to here, the straight line rows, they're highlight white, yellow when I'm on the row. But that ended up how I could tell doing a 1.5 meter width vegetable harvester what rows I'd already been down and what I hadn't, because it would, yeah. The problem is the working width is so narrow you can't see, or it doesn't render the crop graphically all the time. So I mean, it looks like here, this is not, isn't showing a harvested texture, but it would appear that it has been harvested. Now, since this row, or the dogleg exists, I'm just going to do this all random. Got that one done. Let's lift the header up. I'm not sure this is going to be one pass or one and a there. Still. Okay, so like I guessed, we really didn't get a lot of that. There's a decidedly sad amount of sunflowers. Let's select that. Fold it up, lift it up. I may just run this over here, since this is where the cart is. And probably better to get this on the concrete. Actually, I'm going to get this over to the wagon. And next stop, I need a tractor. You're not a tractor. You're the wrong sort of tractor. You're the big tractor. You're the small tractor. Yeah, we'll do you. Actually, no. I've got a better plan. I'll do this one. Because this one has the spikes on the front. And we're going to have to move some bales. Not sure. Should I get the truck out for that? Yes, I could. Do that, do that, no, do that, yes. And sunflower seeds. Okay, where do we want to take sunflower seeds? That's the quick one. Ooh, silage, yes, I know about that. Gear lane bales. I think that's... Gear lane's just at the end there. Sunflowers not listed. Sunflowers. Right there. Actually, it's not too bad. So, best price is Moss Valley Grain Merchant. Let's tag that one. Is that it? I guess that's it. And Moss Valley Grain Merchant, not over there. Oh, over there somewhere. I need to check the map. We've not been that way. Holy mackerel. Okay, well that's going to be a trip and a half. How do we get there? We're here. Go out there, down there. Oh, that's the shop. That's not too bad. Okay. I'm okay with that. And I still need a pressure washer for the farm because we don't have one. Okay. I might need to raise that a little bit more so that we can get out of here. So yeah, lots of very confining edges, road edges on this map. So tractors this size and dolly trailers is kind of the order of the day. So it's not so much we can't do big things. We can do big things, but we have to be prepared to invest the time because we're not going to be able to haul big things around this map. So yeah, let's get this lot sold. How much have we got? 6,700. About 1,200 is 6.7 times 12. 7 12s. 84, so about £8,000, I guess. We should be up to about 84 when we get this done. Oh, we also cut the grass for the first time this year on Monday. And I also have I've actually bought some multi-way plugs that plug into wall outlets and let you plug in 5 or 6 normal plugs and additional USB ports so you can recharge your phone from them. I got 2 with night lights built in, because when the kids are here they like to have night lights on, so yeah, we'll do that. Yes, it's an interesting challenge. Well, it's not strictly speaking small equipment. If you can get your equipment to fold up, then you could get a 6-meter seeder down or an 8-meter seeder down this road, so long as it's A, not too long, and B, not too and folds up to less than 3 meters. So yeah, it's possible to do things with bigger equipment. What you can't do is 4-meter equipment's right out, and because of the size of the tractors I have, that's kind of a problem for me. My tractors can manage 4-meter equipment, but not a lot else. Okay, we are here. So welcome to here, I guess, and we should tip that, because yeah, if we go to the store, if we look at mowers, because we already had a problem with a mower. Mowers, good grief, I'm going stupid. There we go. So this mower folds up sideways. That sits on the back of the tractor, folds vertically, great. It's not a problem for this map. This mower, it's a similar style of mower, but it rotates out to the back of the tractor, so it extends the length of your tractor effectively. This does not work on this map because it sticks out too far on the back. So, I mean, obviously these things all work. That folds in half, so that works. This is a sort of disc bind along with this one. They sit behind the tractor, have a pivot. They probably work okay. With windrowers, was it windrowers? Yeah, with windrowers, this one didn't work for me. The problem is it hangs so far out the back of the tractor, and the edges of the field are so tight in places that the worker just can't work it. So I'm going to be selling that. I came in the wrong way. And should come in on the way station and then empty, I guess. So yeah, it's a challenging, this is going to be a challenging series because we're going to be limited to the size of equipment, but not necessarily the amount of equipment. So we could end up with, but also the other challenge is the workers are a little bit of a problem on, I don't know whether they're a problem on some fields or whether the working width of equipment is a problem for the worker. But either way, I'm having challenges using workers on some of the fields, which means I have to do all the work myself. I can't say, hey, let's set a worker off to do this, because the worker just, I can't find a field, I don't know what I'm doing, there's not enough room to swing a cat, and all of that, so it's a problem. Now when Courseplay comes out, that might all change. I mean, at least with the advantage with Courseplay is, one, you can set up the course, but two, if it can't find the field, you can draw the field. You manually draw the field boundaries and then say, okay, and now get to it. And the worker should be able to do the thing. The hedges you can drive through. Many of the hedges have fences in them which you can't drive through. Telephone poles, power poles are hard obstacles along with trees, so again you can't drive through them, and the workers do have problems with trees and power poles in the fields, so those fields you're going to have to do them manually as well. But anyway, we haven't done enough manual stuff. In the end of last series I was doing most things by Courseplay. It is what it is. Okay, slow down here because we don't want to end up in the lake. I've actually driven down roads like this where, yeah, you're driving along and there's a lake in front of me. So if you're texting on your cell phone, you could end up driving into the lake, which is all good fun. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Let us. It was a baler, little baler. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I've done is because I've only got little tractors, I can only run one mower. So I selected to run, or elected to run, the rear side mower. And the result of that is we don't create